So now it is that your girl's recording. Let's go ahead. Let's jump into this next damn reaction. Patrick CC, shout outs to you. Why Kanye's employees are watching him die. Uh-oh. Oh, without further ado, y'all, let's get into this next video. Y'all, let's do it.
At the start of 2024, Kanye West revealed his $850,000 permanent titanium dentures. What we didn't know was that there were much darker, more sinister ramifications after the procedure. In a sworn affidavit made by Ye's ex-chief of staff, he alleged that Ye's dentist was illegally supplying the rapper with nitrous oxide, resulting in Ye becoming dependent on the substance. This affidavit goes far and beyond just a shady dentist selling some gas. This document paints the picture of a full-blown invasion strategy from some shady business people who are trying to get a billionaire hooked on drugs, take over his business, milk every last dollar from him while they drive his business into the ground. Multiple sources who worked for Ye confirmed online that he has been using nitrous for a while, noting that it has become an obvious problem.
Ryan Garcia, this Ye, I'm on the nitrous.
The details of the allegations.
I'm not gonna lie with y'all. Just doing this. Hey, all right, I'm heading to bed now, so I might be back. Not going to sleep, but just I'm thinking, so I'll be right back. Okay, no worries. I'm a little bit concerned for Ye, because even to just do this titanium dentures, that means it is that your teeth had to get pulled. Quite a lot of your teeth had to get pulled in order for that to even just get put into your mouth. So what is that nitrate does? It gets high. You know, that's a way for him to go ahead and get high off of something. It is, you know what I mean? But you're not supposed to put that through your body, you know what I mean? That's not supposed to even be there for long periods of times and stuff like that. That's very dangerous and have some nasty long-term effects. But I wish he didn't do this, bro, because this shit looks so like crazy. And plus, like, titanium stuff within itself, like, mind you, I got braces, y'all. And when I had braces, it was extremely difficult for me to talk. I noticed this even now when I am on stream and I'm on camera, that I slur words. Like, I don't actually like move. Like, I try not to do that anymore, but I can't help it. You know what I mean? So it's bad enough with braces, it can make you do that. With having all this extra shit in your mouth, that's even harder for you to try to like talk, gang. So I noticed this immediately, but I'm just like, why would you do this? Like, oh my God, you know?
Get even crazier. 4 large surgical tanks of nitrous oxide were seen being carried into Ye's girlfriend's apartment. That Ye was paying $50,000 a month for the gas. That Ye paid for the dentist to move into his apartment building so he had constant access to the gas. Although many people have no sympathy for Ye since he basically destroyed his reputation, others see this as his addiction being forced on him, leading to being trapped in an inescapable situation that could cost him his life. Today we are going to investigate all of the details of Ye's disastrous dentures, starting with the alleged evil dentist himself, Thomas Connolly. No, this is not the winner of the World's Strongest Man competition, nor is it a member of Hell's Angels. This is Thomas Connolly, who describes himself as a trailblazer in the world of dentistry. His website states that Dr. Connolly has 25 years of experience with offices in Manhattan and Beverly Hills. He received his dental training at the Mayo Clinic, the University of Detroit Mercy, and Louisiana State University. He also served as a clinical professor at Harvard University Dental School in Boston and Columbia School of Dental Medicine in New York City. However, Dr. Connolly doesn't look like your regular dentist, given his physique and tattoos. I'm that guy that's a complete mystery when you meet me, Dr. Connolly told the source. It's funny, people always feel like they're meeting someone famous. People always ask, what do you do? It's almost always the same thing, UFC fighter. Growing up in Detroit, Michigan, he dabbled in working out and lifting weights. After becoming a registered dentist, he began taking bodybuilding seriously and became the most jacked dentist in the world, according to Muscular Development. To balance working out with dentistry, Dr. Connolly limits his patients to just 1 per day. I have an advantage over a regular dentist. Oh, we have 50 patients today, 20 hygiene patients over a week, a crown, this and that. Me? I got one guy, and my fees reflect my experience. I'm very blessed. Originally, Dr. Connolly made a name for himself in the pro sports and modeling world. I performed dentistry on a lot of beautiful women, a lot of NFL players, and sports players at that point in my career. I wanted to push my services into other industries other than modeling and sports, so we began to focus on the music industry. At some point, Dr. Connolly ran into Post Malone's manager, Dre London. He said, "Hey Dre, this is what I do." And he goes, "Yeah, every dentist wants to do post teeth. I'll put you on the list." They had signed a new artist named Tyler Yahweh. I said, "Hey, you just signed Tyler. His teeth look terrible. I'll do his teeth for free." After fully restoring Tyler Yahweh's mouth, he introduced Connolly to Post, who asked the dentist if he could do a whole tooth as a diamond. The process had never been quite done before, and Connolly spent over a year trying to figure out the best way to do it, but they made it happen. Less than a year after the diamond teeth, Malone returned to Dr. Connolly to have the 10 porcelain veneers on his lower teeth replaced with platinum veneers. Post spent around $1.6 million on his teeth in 2021. Since working with Post Malone, Dr. Connolly's profile has skyrocketed. A bunch of new clientele ran to his private messages, including Odell Beckham Jr., Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Brown, DaBaby, Moneybagg Yo, Kid Laroi, as well as tons of other athletes and celebrities. Ye was allegedly introduced to Connolly by songwriter Billy Walsh towards the end of 2023, where Ye pitched the idea of the titanium grill. Little did Ye know this procedure would result in him suffering from a brutal addiction. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor, Aura. In a recent hack, over 2.9 billion records were stolen from national public data. These stolen records include a person's full name below in the description. Thanks, Aura. While rolling out his album Vultures alongside Ty Dolla $ign in early 2024, Ye posted a photo of his metal mouth on his Instagram story, then going on to compare his new look to the James Bond villain, Jaws. The Daily Mail originally reported that he had all of his teeth removed and replaced.
Some people never even seen James Bond movies before. They're gonna be like, who? Youngins, bro.
Placed with titanium dentures, also revealing that the procedure cost a whopping $850,000 and was done by Dr. Thomas Connolly in Beverly Hills alongside Naoki Hayashi, master dental technician. That man really paid $850K for those foil grills we all made in elementary school.
Wow.
With all the misinformation and mystery surrounding this new look, Ye's team tried to clarify. Ye's representatives said that they were fixed prosthodontics, which is a specialized branch of dentistry dedicated to making artificial teeth for damaged or missing teeth. They are, as the name suggests, fixed and permanent. This goes way beyond veneers or grills. The rep clarified that he didn't get his teeth removed, but rather that the implants were experimental dentistry, to say the least. As odd as it sounds, there has been sort of a mystery surrounding Ye's teeth for many years. He was in a near-fatal car crash in 2002, which resulted in him breaking his jaw in multiple places as well as shattering his teeth. I couldn't find a source to 100% confirm this, but judging by how good his teeth looked afterwards suggests that he had at least got the bottom row fully replaced with implants. Then in 2010, he appeared on Ellen where he told her that he'd replaced his entire bottom row of teeth with diamond and gold implants.
It's your real teeth. You just put it on top of your teeth?
No, it's like replaced my bottom row of teeth.
You ripped all those teeth out and put in that?
I just thought the diamonds were cooler.
According to dental expert Dr. Emmanuel Leave, it's much more likely that West had his teeth trimmed down and used them as support for a gold and diamond encrusted bridge.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense here.
More or less, as Ellen suspected. It's also possible that West had his front teeth surgically removed, replaced them with titanium implants, and then had the flashy structure built on top. This would also make the procedure of him installing this new metal teeth more realistic if he already had implants.
Right.
And despite how insane his new look is, people were shocked for like a week and then just moved on, as it just seemed like another one of Kanye's antics to add to the extremely long list of weird and controversial things that he has done his entire career. And this is the point in the video where you think it's just about some evil dentist and how Ye might be developing a drug addiction, but then you realize that this video is about the fundamental collapse of Ye's entire life and career, and that nobody around him can be trusted, and it's just chaos. So
I've said this on numerous occasions when people talk about with Ye. Like, everybody asks the question of just like, oh, what happened to him? Why isn't he getting the help it is that he's needed? I've even talked about this in other videos before with Kim Kardashian, even though it is that people may not like her, regardless of how you feel about that woman, that I will say with her and her family has tried to help Ye. That I can attest. You can tell she really tried and wanted to work the marriage as much as possible. But when somebody it is that goes through all those levels of like, mental issues, um you could try to have interventions with people, you could try to have conversations with people as much it is that you want to, but unless if it is that they see it's a problem, they don't see it's a problem. And I've always concluded, even from the whole Taylor Swift situation, I've said Ye does not have people it is who can pull his coat. He used to, and especially having Jay-Z, Beyonce, being close knit with them too, specifically. Jay tried, and that ended up skewing the relationship and everything like that. Like all that stuff. They like we will never get to watch the Thrones too. Never. We will never get that, bro. Certain collabs still to this day, I'm just like, damn, I wish it is we would get that. But Ye does not, especially now. I fear that Ye does not have people that are gonna be like, no, I don't think it is that you should do that. This, and this. They just allow him to do whatever it is that he wants at the end of the day, regardless how frivolous it sounds. So when you don't have the right people around you, you got a bunch of yes people, get you what it is that you want, regardless of how dangerous it is. They do not care at the end of the day. As long as it is that they getting paid to bring in this dangerous ass nitrous into the fucking house, you're spending $50,000 a month to bring that shit into your girlfriend's apartment. That shit is insane to me. So they look at it like, I talked about this before with my dad. My dad's a pilot. And we talked about the situation with Kobe Bryant. As sad and as tragic it is that accident happened with Kobe, a lot of people ask the question, because based off of the weather conditions that happened that day, why didn't the pilot say no? We shouldn't be flying and stuff like this. This is dangerous. When you have high clientels, and my dad is one of them, when you have a high clientele client that's paying all this money, this, and this, and there's like, no, this is what it is that we're gonna do. And you get told, even though it is, you're like, hey, this may not be the smartest thing to do, this, and this, people will actually go ahead and say yes, regardless of how dangerous or life threatening something may be. That's what is my dad has said. And it makes sense. It makes sense at the end of the day. Because normally with a regular person, if like, weather conditions is bad and stuff like that, they're saying, hell no, I'm not risking it, bro. But when you have somebody that's paying you thousands upon thousands of dollars, it's just like, well, that's when money over morals leave. You know what I'm saying? Now, like, and I don't want to be crass when it is like they use Kobe Bryant situation as an example, but stuff like that happens all the time when it is you're working with a high end client. They don't matter to what the circumstances is, and whatever it is that they want, it is that they get. And I fear that's the same thing with Kanye. Kanye has people that's around him that's like, regardless of how bad it is. Michael Jackson is another example of this. Mike had an issue with, once it is that he had that bald spot from the Pepsi commercial, that introduced Michael into drugs. And the drug addiction followed him literally until like the last days of his life. Being around that damn doctor, Conrad Murray, that wasn't even properly licensed to even give that propofol anesthetic anyway, and all that mix of different drugs and stuff like that. Like, you ask the questions of just like, how do you even get access to stuff like that? Again, when you have a high clientele person, all that shit goes out the window.
So buckle up. In April of 2024, news broke that a Kanye West representative announced that Ye was planning to launch Yeezy Prawn. No concrete details were given to even remotely explain what this meant, how it was gonna work, or why he was even doing it. However, it was because of this new business venture that Milo Yiannopoulos decided to exit the company. In a resignation letter provided to TMZ, Milo wrote, "I cannot be complicit in the production or dissemination of prawn films and literature for moral and religious reasons, but also because such material and the kind of people invariably involved in its production represent an imminent danger to my life life as a recovering addict and an unacceptable risk to my spiritual and physical health as a former homosexual. He then goes on to offer his resignation. Ye has had a very open admission to his love and addiction to prawn over the years. However, with his shift towards focusing on his Christianity and relationship with God, creating this type of business feels out of character for the Ye we have come to know in
That is out of character. Because if you're trying to do like he was on his gospel shit, hell, Kanye. The last time I seen Kanye West, he was out here at Howard University doing a whole Sunday service. Just it was random. When I tell you it is, I was so lucky to even be near Howard University at Sunday early in the morning. Him, Kim Kardashian was there, North was there. He had a whole Sunday service on Howard University grounds, just randomly during I think it was 2018's homecoming, if I'm not mistaken. Like, if you're not up and stuff like that, you gonna miss that completely. So I never understood how it is that you go from doing gospel and then now you're trying to be a porn star. You know what I mean? Those two things do not match well organically. But interesting thing.
recent years. Something was seriously off with Ye, but when the reports of Milo's resignation came out, another Yeezy employee and social media personality, Yes Jules, posted a text message screenshot from Ye that read, "I fired Milo." It was evident that the Yeezy LLC empire was failing. Clothing orders were extremely late or wrong or lacking in quality. Whenever Ye was seen in public, he looked very unhealthy. His wife Bianca seems to just be a prop for his clothing.
I don't know what this fit is, bro. Of all the things, I ain't gonna lie with you. Of all the things it is that this woman Bianca wears, she's barely wearing clothes, bro. It's just stocking. It's just mesh wear at this point. It's like I fear for this girl's life. It's either that I've seen her walk around with no shoes, like barefoot. Uh, it's bad.
Brand, and fans are trying to pretend like everything is okay and this is just a normal, weird, unpredictable behavior, but deep down they know that something is seriously off.
Yes.
And in early June, an Instagram fan page by the name of Ye Defense Team posted this passive-aggressive message on their Instagram story that read, "If you have any complaints with Yeezy, if you want to know where your merch is, if you want to know why the album's getting delayed, if you want to know where to get some nitrous maybe need some Prawn Star
Damn.
Connects for your shoot, anything at all, Ye's new handler, Eric J. Quee, will take care of that for you. He will happily assist you since he knows everything and everyone that can get you what you need, since he convinced Ye to fire everyone who was getting all these things done because they weren't in his way so he could get his friends jobs." It's unclear what a handler is and what that job would even entail. Like, a handler implies somebody who's unable of taking care of themselves, like somebody who might be handicapped or has some sort of disability. Eric replied on his story, "I never really wanted to publicly disclose that I'm working at Yeezy to avoid drama and attention." And the drama in question would probably emerge from the fact that Eric used to work for Drake, who is Ye's #1 enemy. In private DMs exposed by Milo, Eric said, "I know Drake's team very well actually. I'm much closer to his team than Ye. I went to Drake's house and helped all his boys sell their Yeezys." And considering Eric's position as Ye's handler, he doesn't really seem to have Ye's best interests in mind and seems to have an affinity for Ye's biggest op, Drake. However, after Ye's highly anticipated album Vultures 2 came out on August 3rd, 2024, fans were even more confused at what they heard. It sounded rushed and unfinished, where he seemingly slapped a bunch of demos together and even refused to record some of the tracks but had other rappers perform it while using an AI filter of his voice. And if you're not a fan of or you don't really know Ye's music but you are aware of his controversial antics, then this may not seem that weird or that big of a deal. But regardless of Ye's mental state throughout his entire career, the music was always good. Like, this album wasn't just bad, it was genuinely confusing that he would release something so sloppy and unfinished considering his amazing catalog.
Knowing Ye, and especially before it is that Ye had the opportunity to put out his album, the first album, Ye was always known for producing. Shit, a lot of Jay-Z's music, especially in the early 2000s, because Ye, it was a little bit onto the older is a little bit older. Ye was just coming out from Chicago, like had a very hungry mindset. Like, you know, he definitely wanted to be within this, but he was always very flashy. That's one thing it is that I will say. Ye always had a flashy type of uh Dior type of uh mannerism about himself. But one thing it is that I will say is that Ye can produce the hell out of a fucking beat, bro. That's one thing I can say. So a lot of Jay-Z's music was produced by either um Kanye West, and there's another one. I forget my man's name. Just Blaze. There you go, Just Blaze. Um, so at that, and this is what it kind of saddens me as well, because I know a lot of people don't like vultures. They talk badly about vultures. It had potential. Don't get me wrong, like the way how it sounded, but then it got weird with like using like the AI stuff, and I kind of mentioned this before. It's just like some of the stuff within vultures too didn't even sound like Ye. It sounded like an impersonator. But Jesus Christ, bro. Ye really had amazing bodies of work, regardless of how much of like a crash out this nigga was. At least it is the music was like, I bet, like, you know, he out here doing some weird shit, but like, hey, listen, this album's fucking fire, bro. Especially his earlier days, man. Especially when he made the song of like, I'm like The Life of Pablo. He's like, I miss the old Kanye, straight out the gold Kanye. You know what I mean? Just poking fun at that within itself. That album was fire too. But damn. Speaking of which, my Yeezys Yeezy package comes in tomorrow.
And 4 days after the album was released, we learned that Ye's mental state and business affairs were much worse than we could have ever imagined. Milo Yiannopoulos, former chief of staff at Yeezy, decided to submit a complaint to the California Dental Board pertaining to reckless, unethical, dishonest, exploitative, and upon information and belief, illegal conduct by Dr. Thomas P. Connolly. He then took to Twitter to publicly announce all of the details of the complaint, starting with accusing his dentist, Thomas Connolly, of getting Ye hooked on nitrous, aka laughing gas. It is my belief that Connolly sought to diminish Ye's mental faculties so that Connolly and his business associates could extract millions of dollars from him. Many people forget that Ye makes almost no money from his music, but has amassed his fortune from the profits of his Yeezy clothing. Yeezy revenue in 2022 was $1.3 billion, and operating profit.
I don't know about the clothes. I do not know about the clothes, but I will tell you one thing though, and shout out to Simba for putting me on. Ye can make the hell of a fucking shoe, bro. I've never had an uncomfortable like shoe. I have not experienced that. The slides is cool, which I still need to get the blue slides. I just ordered 2 pairs of fucking sneakers for like 160 something. Like Adidas had like I think they still have the sale. You just gotta you just gotta see if it is your size is there. But I mean 2 pairs of Yeezys, you know what I'm saying, for 160. And usually 160 is the price of a pair of a fucking shoe. I'm like, oh damn. Adidas was doing a whole blowout sale. And I was like, all right, let me just go ahead. Let me see what's up with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a very comfortable shoe.
Profit in 2023 was north of $500 million, and that's just 2 years. He has been growing the brand and earning tens of hundreds of millions of dollars every year for nearly a decade. So Yeezy LLC is nothing short of a massive corporation. Milo was hired by Yeezy LLC as chief of staff in 2022. A chief of staff is an executive level employee who supervises and communicates with lower level staff members, providing project management and implementing strategic planning processes. While carrying out these operations, Milo discovered dozens of fraudulent schemes, audacious greed, double billing, duplication of labor, entirely unnecessary employees collecting 7-figure salaries, and all manner of other senseless wastes of money. Milo immediately started making executive changes, firing more than 130 people, which saved the company $30 million in salary expenses, while not negatively impacting business operations. He alleged that the dentist was introduced to Ye by Billy Walsh, a music industry figure who was paid $1 million for his work on Vultures Volume 1, but could not identify a single track he worked on when challenged by Yeezy staff. He then went on to introduce a man named Idris Kiba that he described as an erratic, inconsistent witness. However, Idris was a business partner of Connolly and said that the dentist charges rappers and cartel bosses for natural stones, but puts vastly cheaper lab-grown diamonds into their mouths instead, as well as that Connolly has been bankrupt twice, the second bankruptcy by Connolly's admission. corporation entered into so that he could avoid tax. With no experience in either music or fashion, and without
the plot
examining a
thickens.
single document or interviewing a single member of staff, Connolly proposed widespread and disruptive changes to Yeezy's structure and operations without even knowing what they were, and offered himself as the ideal candidate to lead the business and revivify the company's fortunes. In addition to that, he demanded a $2.4 million per year salary, and when the dentist submitted a formal scope of work as to what value he would provide to the corporation, it was comically vague. 1. Secure long-term sustainable funding for the company without debt or investors. 2. Solidify the long-term vision for Yeezy with Ye one-on-one. Concrete details of the vision recorded and categorized with dates and images. Solidify the immediate goals for Yeezy with Ye one-on-one. These goals are to be accomplished within 12 months. Build an actionable plan with Milo to achieve the goals set forth in item 3, and then execute item 4 with Milo. This was probably laughed at and then denied, so then his second attempt to apply for a more powerful position at Yeezy LLC was even worse, where one of the primary goals listed was the development of a personal use N2O2 system. So according to this dentist, if he were to take over this multi-hundreds of millions of dollars company selling clothing and doing concerts and music, etc., one of the primary goals to push this company forward is for Ye to have a personal nitrous gas system so he can have unrestricted and unlimited access to the gas. By April, employees at all levels of the company were worrying about Ye's dependence on the gas and speaking openly about it. Ye talked about it nonstop in meetings. He seemed to be in and out of the inhaler mask on a near constant basis. It was around that time that one of the junior staff confessed he had seen Connolly hauling 4 large surgical tanks of nitrous oxide into Bianca Sensory's apartment, and that something had told him to take a couple of photographs. As many as 5 Yeezy employees are said to have been sufficiently worried as to have taken photographs of the home nitrous installation. When challenged, Connolly admitted that he had taken the canisters to Ye's home, but insisted absurdly that they were empty and always been empty. In case you didn't know, nitrous oxide is a mild sedative agent that safely and effectively manages pain and anxiety during dental treatment. The nitrous oxide slows down your nervous system to make you feel less inhibited. You may feel lightheaded, tingly, or even heaviness in your arms or legs. However, the high wears off extremely quickly, and after a few minutes you'll feel pretty much back to normal. People who use nitrous oxide recreationally typically just buy 8-gram whippers on Amazon or at local supermarkets. Or they buy a balloon filled with gas at a party or concert.
John, how are
it's
you?
cheap, easy to do, and appears to have limited health risks with infrequent use. However, because of the short-lived effects of the gas, some people develop addictions, use greater quantities of the gas, or use it for longer periods of time. Excessive N2O use will lead to a depletion in B12 vitamins. Studies have shown that a lack of B12 can cause permanent neurological damage and even death. Some long-time nitrous users lose feeling in their legs, making them wheelchair-bound or at least heavily reliant on care from others. Deaths involving nitrous oxide are rare. In most cases, the cause is accidental asphyxiation from breathing the gas using a mask. However, as it was explained in the affidavit, it seems like the goal was to supply Ye with enough gas and a system so he can essentially have unsupervised, unlimited access to using the nitrous, which is most certainly very dangerous.
That's dangerous
And
as
if that wasn't
fuck.
bad enough, he is most certainly being ripped off. Medical grade nitrous oxide is not that expensive, with 10 to 20 pound tanks, you know, the big ones, ranging from just $500 to $1,000 a piece. A bill was received and paid for over $61,000 by Yeezy solely for anesthesia and nitrous gas.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. A long-lasting vendor told me in apparent amazement how casually Connolly would talk about put Ye under, understanding him mean the full anesthesia for no apparent medical purpose, although it was a normal part of everyday life. A bill received. Oh no. This scares me because of the fact that it's like that anesthesia, that propofol, man. Like you cannot mess around with stuff like that. My mom's a nurse, so my mom's, you know, she used to give anesthesia out, right? Like you have to have somebody that's there that's monitoring that, because if you're under or put under and your body drops or you start having a reaction to how much of it's like, because there is such a thing as too much of anesthesia put into a body, and a l- where it is you got to put a little bit more because people have a higher. You don't know until it is that you got to go be put under for like surgery or something like that. You know what I mean? That's what that's for. But the fact it is that he's using this on a daily basis, you're not far. Like Ye is not far off from Mike, gang, and this is a problem. Mike was hooked onto that damn anesthesia too. Propofol is an anesthesia, a very powerful one at that. You know, so this very much concerns me, and the fact that you're paying $61,000, that is somebody's tuition. Hell, right now that's my damn debt for Sally Mae, bro, or Nyack or whatever the fucking name is of that. That's 61,000 there. That sounds about the school debt. Oh my god, that's scary.
As well as him allegedly paying over $50,000 per month for the gas. Payment records from Yeezy LLC show hundreds of thousands of dollars in payments to Connolly labeled as dental work. It is physically impossible for one man to consume $50,000 worth of nitrous gas in a month's time, but it seems abundantly clear that Ye has no idea where his money goes. As we learned, he's paying $1 million salaries to employees who did nothing for him, so $50K a month for some nitrous was probably easy for him to justify. Plus, it seemed like Ye was restructuring his entire life so that he can have access to this gas. As Milo mentioned in the affidavit, I learned that Connolly had moved into the apartment building Ye resided at during this period, at Ye's expense. I was asked by Ye to negotiate a second apartment at the same complex, which he said he would be used as a studio. Before I completed these negotiations, a pending charge on Ye's American Express card showed that 6 months' rent had been paid in advance to the building management company. When I challenged Connolly to explain this, he claimed to be moving in at his own expense. The American Express charge was later refunded. There was also an attempted sale of over $1 million worth of stolen Yeezy Gap merchandise in March of 2024.
I remember
and on the
this.
same day that all of this news leaked onto the internet, TikTokers posted a video of them purchasing a storage unit with tons of unreleased Yeezy clothing, as well as samples and concepts and Ye's personal items. I find this extremely coincidental. Milo also shared text messages from Dr. Connolly where he responded to Milo's allegations. Hey, we should probably have a conversation about the current situation. I'm friends with Billy Walsh and he shared your messages with me. I don't get where this went sideways, but we should review the facts. You are a very intelligent man. I think it's important that you understand the facts. I was merely helping Ye by making some introductions, which turned into making some recommendations, which turned into a potential business venture. I was never looking to step on others' feet and supplant you. I have 5 kids and a career I've worked myself to death to build. I'm slipping away from this venture and I will do my best to help you keep Ye and his business where it was. I apologize if I interfered. It was never my intention. As far as nitrous oxide usage, the tanks are empty and have been empty. Very little nitrous has been administered to Ye. As far as general anesthesia in the dental office, we are using a well-experienced board-certified anesthesiologist and following all safety protocols to the T. Milo tells this story as if he was the only one trying to protect Ye. He mentions several other Yeezy employees by name in the affidavit, alleging that they knew of Milo's concerns but did nothing to protect him. Yes, Jules replied to the affidavit with some vague tweets. Love it when a liar tries to expose someone but only tells half the truth. The full truth will come to light soon, believe that. As well as, a true villain will always try to disguise himself as a hero. Now it's important that we close this story by understanding who Milo Yiannopoulos is, why he was the chief of staff at Yeezy, and why some people can't take literally anything he says seriously. Coined by Out.com as an internet supervillain, Yiannopoulos gained notoriety early in his blogging career for writing politically charged rage bait articles. Normally, headlines are slightly over-sensationalized and easy to misinterpret, but this is not the case for Milo. He means exactly what he's saying, no matter how ridiculous the statement is. Donald Trump would be the real first black president. There's no gender pay gap.
Don't piss me off. Don't piss me off, bro.
But here are 11 reasons why there should be. Or when he wrote an article giving straight people permission to say anti-gay slurs. Or when he declared his birthday as World Patriarchy Day. Or when he just wrote an entire article about how he hates fat people, calling them disgusting babies who make excuses for their weight. And while you might think he is just some troll, he was constantly brought on mainstream news outlets throughout his career to give his thoughts and opinions on real issues, and they were taken seriously. Since he was was an openly gay right-winger, conservatives rallied around him because it was their way of saying, see, even he's gay, and he agrees with me. Milo kind of openly accepted the label of alt-right that he was given. I mean, it didn't really help that he was
Mans was a red pillar before it is that red pill streamers became a fucking thing. Golly, bro.
seen singing songs for white nationalists and ex-KKK members, but he would go to extreme lengths to try and defend stupid ideologies, like when he argued for pedophilia on Joe Rogan's podcast.
What?
Trying to
No, trying to go on this.
You were the one who was
Listen,
anti-pedophile
I
earlier.
told you it wasn't the pedophilia. I was
Well,
after I'd lost
certainly
my
is.
virginity. I was
How
in my
old were you?
teens. I was in my teens.
14.
I was in my teens.
You said you were 14.
Something like that.
That's what you
I was
said.
in
14
I
is
was in
pedophilia, buddy.
teens.
I don't know how they rock it and
I was
marry
in-
old England.
I was in my teens.
Over
I mean,
here in my country, and
You've
where you are right
you've
now,
never
America.
seen a 15-year-old girl at any point in your life, however old you were. You've never seen a 15-year-old girl you thought was hot.
Yeah, when I was 15.
No, when
Thought
you
they
were
were hot
25. When you were
I'm not
25.
retarded, dude.
When you were 25, when you were 30, you will have seen
No.
girls about 15 you thought were hot.
No,
Of
I thought
course
they
you
were little
did.
kids.
No, you didn't.
I thought,
Don't
damn,
talk
she's
bullshit.
gonna be hot, but I didn't want to fuck her.
Bullshit. Like
Not bullshit at all.
Look,
You can't tell me what I was born into.
Milo even praised conversion therapy, using himself as an example of its success. He threw his $150,000 engagement ring from his ex-boyfriend into the ocean to prove he was not gay anymore, and still to this day refers to himself as an ex-gay man. He was introduced to Ye by Alex Jones after Ye announced he was running for president in 2020. Ye hired Milo to be his campaign manager, and
Oh,
then Milo
brother.
brought on white supremacist Nick Fuentes. And since Milo is known to flip-flop, lie, rage bait, take extreme takes, and say anything for attention, some people won't take a single thing he says seriously. I think it makes the whole situation even more concerning for Ye because it shows that literally nobody around his multi-million-dollar empire, the people who are calling the shots, can be trusted. All of them must understand that Ye's mental state should constantly be evaluated, especially considering the multiple reports of concern about his nitrous use. We have no idea who really has his best interests in mind, and no matter who you want to believe or who you say is credible or not credible, whatever narrative you want to run with, it all ends the same way, with Ye being extremely vulnerable and unsafe, with potentially his life at risk here.
Yep. That's the problem. That is the problem. That is the problem, because he's surrounded by a whole bunch of people it is that is trying to get their own things. Man, it's bad. It is bad. Every time I hear that Nick dude, I think of a girl. I can't say her name because I don't want to get banned. Well, I hope and I pray the best for Kanye. You know what I mean? I really do, because things is turned out to be really bad at this point. But Patrick CC, shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. Shout outs to you at home. I will catch y'all in the next video.